Hi guys, this is Prasid Banerjee from Digit.in. Today we are reviewing the Sony Xperia M2 Dual smartphone. It's a dual SIM smartphone. It's priced by Sony at rupees 21,900. So yeah, so competitors come out to by things like the Moto G and the HTC Desire 816. So this device is a 8 megapixel. It's got an 8 megapixel rear camera. It's powered by a Snapdragon 400 1.2 gigahertz quad core CPU. It also has the Adreno 305 GPU along with it, and it's got the capacitive TFT display. Pretty good display. Yeah, it's also a dual SIM phone. It looks pretty solid. It's got the trademark Sony Xperia uh, build. It's got glass on the front, glass on the back, the camera, and on the side you've got on the right side of the device you have your this is the lock button, the power on power off. This is the volume rocker. You have the volume rocker and the camera button here. Then on the bottom it's pretty solid, normal. It's a rubberized side. The sides are a rubberized board to give you better grip on the device, which actually works pretty well with the device. And on the left you have your this is the micro SD slot along with the battery charging port, and on the top we have the 3.5 mm jack. The screen, as you can see, looks pretty good, but you can get better screens. To be honest, the Moto G, although it's a much cheaper device in a way, somehow the feel of the Moto G is better than the Xperia M2, especially with the fact that this one runs on the Android 4.3 system, while the Moto G runs for the, of course, KitKat 4.4.2, and it's soon to get the upgrade too. So yeah, the menu. This is the app drawer, of course, pretty smooth, but we've noticed while playing around with this phone, we've noticed that it seems to get a little sluggish as you keep using it. Yeah, it's a 5-inch screen, 4.8-inch 5-inch screen, and it's fits pretty good in your hand. It's light, but not like very light. It's not very heavy. It's the perfect, in a way, pretty close to the perfect weight that you would want in your smartphone. On the performance front, so this is your like we said, the UI is pretty you know smooth, but again it's a little bloated with it's got 8 GB internal memory. So with all the apps that Sony is putting in this already, you get to use only 5 GB of the space for yourself, and that may not be enough for many, but it's got 32 GB micro SD support, which is good. So talking about the camera on this device, the camera here is an 8 megapixel camera, and to be honest, you could expect a bit more from Sony. We've taken pictures with this camera, and there's a little the pictures are pixelated, while they have they've made a few tweaks in order to make it a better picture, but it's not close to satisfactory. From what we have seen from Sony so far, there's much better that you would expect from a Sony device. And like you see, the UI here is a little problematic. Pictures taken from the device, like you see, there's a blur as you go in. There's pixelation, not quite good. More, if we look at, say, this is if we look at a black and white image, then again pixelated, not very good. You can find better 8 megapixel cameras in the market and around the same price, pretty much the same price. This is a low light shot for the image. uh okay, definitely not good. Could probably get a better go. get a better camera on any of these. It's also got 1080 pixel recording on the camera. It's got a video recording of 1080 pixel, but again, the recording quality is not very good. And coming to the front camera, this is probably the biggest weakness of this device. It is a VGA front camera. So a VGA front camera is, I don't think it's anything that most people would go for. A VGA front camera. In terms of the battery life, actually, this device, it's if you want to look at one of its strong points, it is its battery life. You look at this device, it is right now at 52% battery, which is after over an hour of full HD video, and then quite a bit of about half an hour, 40 minutes of gaming, and about 20 minutes to half an hour of using the camera to click images. So yeah, the battery is pretty good. On regular usage, it should easily last you a whole day, and we wouldn't be surprised if it lasts you more. On looking at the GPU, since it's got the Adreno 305 GPU, popular games like Temple Run will run pretty easily on this device, but again, takes a little time to boot. So the experience is pretty smooth. What you would expect from a game like this. It's there are no problems, and while the game works pretty well, there's not much heating either. You can play for a fair amount of time before the phone shows any signs of heating. Heat. To just to give you a better idea of the gaming, we will try a little higher end game in Dead Trigger 2. This is a more resource intensive game. It's it's got better graphics. It more takes more out of your system. Pretty smooth, no lags. Nothing more than what you would expect from a device like this. Pretty good. It's actually much better than what we had expected. So that's a plus for this device. And yeah, so you can see, look around, feel while you play. There's it doesn't seem like a cheap device or a weak device. It seems like a pretty powerful device. After Dead Trigger, about 15 minutes of gaming on Dead Trigger, the device gets a little heated, and well, the glass cover, yeah, it does get a little heated, but it's not. There are devices in the market which get much more heat than this. If you're looking at gaming, then yeah, it's not a bad choice. But yeah, you're not, you will have to sacrifice on the camera and some other aspects of the device. Overall, the device is not bad, but it is a little disappointing because of its price. It's priced at 22,500, priced at 22,000, 25,000. Priced at 22,000, you could get better options. In fact, if you look at it, this is a if you could somebody looking at sacrificing a little bit on the screen. If you the Moto G gives you a 4.5-inch screen with the same processor and GPU, and with the newest KitKat Android, which would make a better option. But it does have a 5 megapixel camera. Having said that, while you do get a 8 megapixel camera on the Xperia M2 Dual, it doesn't quite live up to the expectations you would have from a Sony sensor. Sony is, after all, known to make the best sensors. So you would probably be doing a better job looking at something like say even a HTC Desire 816 or other devices that are priced in this range. And the build, while like we said about the build, the glass back is very prone to, I don't know whether you're able to see this, but the glass back is very prone to fingerprints. You can see very easily gets a smudge from the fingerprint. And yeah, same with the screen. The UI is a little sluggish, not on a newly bought device, but it does get sluggish quite soon. So the choice is of course up to you, but we wouldn't say this is the best device in this range. But it's an okay attempt from Sony. You could expect a better attempt from Sony.
Kind of a time check, right? But